Hey, what's going on? It's Bill Burr, and it's time for the Monday Morning Podcast for Monday, February 19th, 2024. Whoa, what's going on? How are ya? Oh, Jesus. I just came back from a coffee shop. I went there with my wife. Delicious coffee. Everything was going good, you know. I was out in, the hell was I? Agua Caliente Casino this weekend. So, I was missing my wife. I hadn't seen her in a couple of days. So we went out. We got a little bit of breakfast. And I was just, right as I was about ready to tell her how much I missed her, and it was great to be back with her, this lady comes into the coffee shop, just one of those, like, super excited people. You know what I mean? They're in the voice. They're so excited to see their friends. They're so excited about just being alive in general that their voice gets a little shrilly. And, I got the tinnitus, and her fucking voice was it was going into my right ear to, like, the center of my fucking brain. It literally sounded like, somebody confidently playing a trumpet that is not that good at it. But they think they are. Oh, and every time I thought her excitement level had crest, it went a little higher. It was like, oh my God, you guys, you're here! It's still, that last part was like, oh my God, shut up. But why should I be upset because she's so fucking happy? God bless her. It was too early for that level of joy. That's something, I wish there was a nice way to convey that. It's like when you're at the gym, and somebody's got a tank top on and they're fucking doing shoulder presses and their fucking pits stink. Like, why is it socially unacceptable to just in the middle of one of their reps to walk up with a right guard spray in each hand, like a fucking 1800s outlaw, and just, it's cold. Maybe they dropped the weight. But it's like, dude, you fucking stink. How do you not know that you stink? When did you fucking bathe last? Bring your fucking stinky ass down to the fucking gym and you're wearing like no clothes. It's unreal. Sometimes you just feel like it's like you're doing it on purpose. That's got to be some weird sort of thing. Like, some fucking leftover caveman shit where you're going to, like, leave your stench and, like, mark your fucking territory. Fucking people are fucking fucking take a fucking shower. Oh, Jesus, I'm on one today. Now that I am a coffee drinker, I notice there's two kinds of coffee drinkers. There's the wiry, all I do is drink coffee and there's barely any nutrition in me sort of coffee type drinker. And then there's just the fucking tub of shit that has like whipped cream. It's like, what is it, your birthday, right? They're coming down, they got the whipped cream on top with some sort of fucking nougat and like, I don't know what, like sugar drizzle. Nah, what is it? Chocolate fucking, with shavings on top of it. And then they always have some sort of pastry. I just look at these guys and and their body types are like they do that every day. It's like, you're still young. What are you doing? You got man tits in your lower back. What the fuck are you doing? Look at yourself. This is the prime of your life. Prime of your life. You're never going to look better. Look what you're doing. Some of these guys, it's like, what, you want to walk around and look like you can fuck, right? Like he can push up off of it and drop in. Bam, bam, bam. That's what you want. Fucking sitting there, drinking a goddamn frap, eating a croissant, looking like you're just going to collapse down on her after 2 pumps. And then you're sad because no one wants to fuck you, and you go back to the coffee shop and you get fatter. Get yourself an espresso and start chain smoking, and the weight is going to drop. Look at Keith Richards. That guy has had like fucking 2% body fat my entire life. That guy has never been, as much as people make fun of that guy, he's never been fat. Oh, he did this drug, he did this, he got arrested for that. Oh, yeah, he's still alive. Still alive. He's in the. It's the best thing about Keith Richards. Not only is he still alive, he's in better shape than most of the people that have been predicting his death since the 70s. A lot of the people died saying that Keith. What if baby boomers think that shit when they're laying on their deathbed? You know, if you were to tell me in 1974 that Keith Richards was going to outlive me, I would have thought I was going to die in 1975. Forget about live to 2024. Anyway, half of this shit that I'm saying is I'm just mad at myself because I could have ate a little better when I was on the road. I have my discipline is great when I'm home, but I go on the road. I got to rewire these habits here. So I got up this morning, and I went to the gym. I got on the elliptical. Oh, and I hurt my fucking shin. Yeah, knocked that out. You know, going to hit the gym every day this week. And then I don't even know where I am this weekend. I'm in Portland, Oregon, home of the insufferable white liberal. I think that's what their state bird is. You know, it's just some hairy-legged white chick bitching about something. You know, she bitched so much they removed the bird from the fucking thing and they put her there. And it's like, well, you know, in England there's a slang for women called birds. So it kind of makes sense. Whatever. Let's just shut her up. Yeah, patriarchy. All right there. Okay. You just take that and slide it down the counter. Thank you. Then I know I'm in Vancouver. Oh, and then I think I go to Utah. I have not been to Utah in forever. One of the most beautiful states you're ever going to go to. Great people, despite what the fucking, you know, people on the coasts, right, who think they're so fucking groovy think. They think everybody out there is a Mormon with 12 fucking wives beating them on the feet because they didn't make a homemade pie then. That's not how it works. I don't know how it works, but they're not all like that out there. I haven't been there in a long time, and it's one of my favorite places to go because it is so beautiful. However, there is something a little unsettling about it when you go in there, as the airport is like surrounded 360, I believe, by mountains. So you kind of got to drop in. It's a little unsettling. But other than that, I'm very excited to go to all three of those places. And, you know, I used to know the guys up in Vancouver that I took a helicopter lesson one time when I was up there, and I flew a Cabri G2. Ironically enough, that's what I fly now. And, you know, I was not flying it well because it was like I was used to the main rotor going counterclockwise, and this thing went clockwise, and like they were just like, just follow the nose. But I was like doing muscle memory shit and flying the thing like a fucking salmon going upstream. I mean, I'd like to do that again. Like if I should check out the weather forecast, because what sucked was the day that I flew up there. It was cloudy like usual, but like that is another gorgeous. I'm going to 3 gorgeous cities, you know, Portland, Vancouver, and Salt Lake City. Those are like the places like you'd go like back in the day, like when you get on some game show that really didn't want to get you a gift. Like the fucking Wheel of Fortune, they are the tightest. That is like the tightest budget in all of game shows, just from way back in the day. They just always with the shit prizes. If you're really old, you remember when you used to select what you wanted, and then they just use brass bed frames, cuckoo clocks, grandfather clocks, just shit. Like what? I just won 10 grand on a fucking game show, and you take me to a furniture store? For $1,200, I'll take the living room set. Put the rest on a gift certificate. Tell you what, why don't you just keep the fucking money? Where's the gift certificate to? Huh? Bed Bath & Beyond, you fucking assholes. I thought this was a game show. I thought I won. I feel like my wife won. Anyway, let's get to the whole the weekend. This is old Billy Freckles, Billy Redface, Billy fucking Orange Tits. First fucking road gig since before Thanksgiving. So smartly, here's one for all you younger comics out there that are starting to headline and everything like that. If you haven't done a bunch of gigs, go to a local comedy club, do 2 shows, bomb, get rid of the rust, and then go out. Don't get back on your feet in front of people that paid good money to see you, because by the time you get up and going, like half your fucking run is done, and people saw you get the job done. You don't want that. You want to fucking kill them. So I went down to the Comedy Store, went up to the Belly Room, and I did 2 shows back to back, an 8 and a 10:30, and I just tried out some new shit, fucked around, did jokes. Like, I couldn't remember how the fuck they went. It's weird. Like, a couple of months off the road, you kind of start to forget your act. But it was a smart thing to do, because I went on stage out there in Kaiser Sosa, Agua Caliente casino out there, and it was like I never left. And I had such a good time. The crowds were great. Underrated, really underrated is Palm Springs. And just being out there, man. There's something really, really cool about, you're at, like, I was joking all weekend, you're like at the end of civilization. Like, it's this weird kind of thing where you feel safe because you're at your hotel and, oh, there's a 7-Eleven and blah, 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 blah. But you look out your hotel window and you see civilization just end, and then it becomes the desert. And it's so weird. It's like, as long as I stay where all these buildings are, I am going to have no problem staying alive. I venture out into that shit, and the clock immediately, I'm on the clock. But it was incredible, man. Just beautiful, these beautiful mountains, and some of them still had like snow on them and stuff, all the way down to the desert sand. I mean, it's like, if you're going to take fucking mushrooms, like, that is the place. I see why people do it out in the desert. I get that whole Jim Morrison, Lizard King, fucking mystical thing about it, because like, when I'm in like civilization, it's very easy for me to not believe in God. But when you get out there in the fucking, there's something about the desert where you're like, there's something beyond this. I mean, I don't know what it is. I definitely think that there's something beyond this, but like, I know no human being knows what it is. So there's no fucking way I would ever, the same way like during COVID, it's like, I'm not going to listen to you because you read something on the internet. It's like, I'm not going to, like, I don't do, like, I believe that if your car's broken, you take it to a mechanic. I'm weird like that. Like, I don't think that you should take it to a banker. What do you think the problem is? You know, he's going to be, you should get a new one. I'll write up the loan. Is there anything better? Is there anything better than having a good mechanic? A handyman, a fucking reputable carpenter. It's fucking unbelievable. I'll tell you this, whatever job you're in, if you're fucking great at it and you treat people right, people will come to you as long as you're working, because it is a rare thing. And I got to tell you, going on the road, like, it's a very different vibe than it was even just a few years ago. I just feel like everybody can like pick their own sort of media that they're watching. There used to be sort of this collective consciousness, you know, and there was like always some people that were into like some underground bands and shit like that. But even they basically, everybody sort of shared the same view of like, this is what's happening in the world. There was differing opinions on what we should do about what was happening in the world, but everybody sort of agreed with what was happening in the world, right? And now I feel like that has just been exploded into like, everybody is just sort of gone down their own doom scroll, and now everybody has their own reality. So trying to get like some sort of collective vibe going on with the crowd is like a sort of a new challenge. Like when we were driving out to the desert, I saw there was a truck, those beautiful like tractor trailers pulling this 18-wheeler. It was like gold. And on the side, written in black, it said, "The earth is flat." It's just like, what the fuck? And listen, when I was growing up back in the day, there was people that believed in conspiracy. There was conspiracy theorists. It wasn't as prevalent, but there were. But they didn't write it on the side of their car. Can somebody out there, if somebody listening to my podcast, must believe that the world is flat? For my own fucking sanity, can you please explain to me what the advantage is of the people in power, the deep state, man? What is the advantage that they have over me if I think the world's round when it's really flat? Like, how does that help them have more control? Like, what do they get out of that? All right? I get, like, most conspiracy theories, I get what they're getting at. They're saying this is going on, but this is what's really going on. This didn't happen. This person didn't commit suicide. They were actually killed because of blah, 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 blah. And even if I don't agree with it, I understand the logic as to why people are paranoid or suspicious of something. And I understand that if what they're saying is true, take the Epstein thing. Everybody's saying he got killed. I mean, that's an easy one. I understand why, because they don't want him saying who the fuck went there and what the hell they did. That makes sense to me. So one side saying, oh, he killed himself. You know, it's no, he fucking was murdered. I get that. But the earth, do you know what? The earth is really flat. Like, what do they get out of that? I think it's round. I believe that it's round. I believe that an astronaut's picture of it is more evidence than a guy that like drives a truck. Like, of course you think the earth's flat. You're on it. But if you fly, talk to any pilot. There's no pilot in the fucking world that thinks the world is flat. They know it isn't, especially if you have an instrument rating. Back in the day when they were using VORs, they're phasing those things out. One of the things that would fuck you out of getting the signal is if you were too far away from it. If you were too far away from it, the curvature of the earth, that signal would go fucking right off the edge and just right out. Not the edge meaning flat, the curvature of the earth, and you're on the other side of it. You'd have to come around and then get to it. And if you're able to fly high enough, you know, you're looking out in front of you, you see it drop off. I don't understand it. It's just like, dude, there's people that like get in boats and they go down to, they think we're in a cereal bowl and they get in boats. We're going to go fly. They call it to like the ice wall. They think there's an ice wall and that's what holds back the ocean. How thick is this fucking wall? It's holding back the ocean. All right. And listen, I'm laughing because it doesn't make any sense to me. But I'll go with they're right. But why wouldn't they just tell us that it's flat? Like, I don't give a fuck if it's flat. As long as I don't fall off it, I don't give a shit. Oh, is it actually a big cereal bowl? Okay, cool. It doesn't increase my taxes. Doesn't lessen them. I don't. All right, we get it, Bill. We get it. Anyway. So one of the things I did when I was out there, I went to this local place. I had literally the best pancakes I've ever had in my fucking life. And no, I'm not going to tell you the name of it. Okay? Because I don't want a bunch of, I hate when people do that and they blow up a spot. All right? You go out there. You go out there and you do the work. You talk to a local. They ask for a light. You give them a light. And then out of that, they tell you where to go get pancakes. So these fucking assholes on Instagram, these are the 5 best places to get your fucking pussy waxed. All right? And then these poor broads are standing out in the fucking rain going, there was nobody here last week. What happened? Anyway, so I had the best pancakes I've ever had in my life. They were gigantic, but they were thin and they weren't filling, and they were fucking delicious. And I never do syrup for breakfast. I'm just too old for sugar and all of that shit. I just don't do it. And I just saw them. I was just like, those look unfucking believable. And somebody next to me said they are. And I said, all right. So I had a couple side of eggs, right? A little bit of protein or whatever. A little bit of protein. I had a little bit of protein. And I ended up, they were fucking delicious. And when I walked out of there, because I golfed last week when I was in Vegas, there was a golf shop. I'm like, let me go in there. Let me look at some clubs. And it's one of the things I joked about on stage where I'm really proud about myself is I'm a 55-year-old white male, and I have never bought a set of golf clubs in my life. I mean, that's pretty fucking amazing. You know what I mean? Everybody has a tattoo. Everybody fucking golfs. Everybody got Crocs. I don't have tattoos. I don't have Crocs. And I never bought golf clubs. I mean, I don't know if you realize what I'm getting at here. I feel like I am a capitalist. I'm a rebel in a capitalist way. Not in a true rebel way. Like that guy Russia just fucking whacked. Right? Like I can go with that. Guy was opposing Vladimir Putin. One of the top Russian ice skaters, hockey players there's ever been. And I went into this fucking golf shop and I immediately was just overwhelmed. Just the sheer amount of shit that is involved in that hobby, dude. It was just tees, markers for the ball, all these different balls, the fucking hats, the clothes, all of that. Then you get to the back, all of these fucking bags and all these different drivers and fucking mini hybrid clubs and fucking irons, putters, all of this. I was like, I got to get the fuck out of here. And every time I think about buying some clubs, I walk into one of those places and I'm like, what in God's name am I doing with my life right now? Why would I fucking bring this into my life? This looks like all the fucking shoes. I don't know. I will say, though, it is a fun activity. Just going out there and knocking the ball around. And my favorite thing to do is just completely not give a shit and count every single fucking stroke. I had one hole when I was out in Vegas. I don't know what happened. I think I just got tired because it was like I never hit a golf ball in my life. I swung and completely missed. Then I swung and I nicked it and it just sort of rolled off the tee. And then the third one I connected with and I had a nice shot. But I counted that as my third shot. Mulligan, breakfast ball, tiddlywinks. It's just like, no, these count. I'm trying to hit the ball. You fucking cheating cunts. Don't fucking try to get me dirty too. I'm not running for office, right? So anyway, after breakfast, I was out there with Dean Del Rey, and he's really into architecture, and he's saying, this time of year that they have all of these tours that you can go on, these architecture tours, and you can go see the Elvis house and go see the Frank Sinatra house. Well, I only had time to go to one, so we went to the Elvis one. Everybody's like, oh, you should have gone to the Sinatra one. It's like, well, what are you going to do? The Elvis one was at 12 noon. I was going to fucking take a tour of Sinatra's house at 5, rush back, eat something, and then go do a show. I didn't want to do that. So we went there. It was called the Elvis Honeymoon house. First of all, every house in the neighborhood was gorgeous. We show up, we paid for the tour and everything. We go in there, and they're like, oh, you're in luck. This tour, the guy who bought the house is giving the tour. And, dude, we get in there, and this guy, he starts talking about the house, and I kind of realized, halfway through it, oh, this guy just flipped this house. He bought it. He fixed it up. There used to be tennis courts. He goes, they're building houses on either side of it. And you gradually figured out because he sold both parcels of land for them to build houses. And somebody finally asked, they said, how long did you own this house? And the guy goes, for 3 days. 3 days, then I sold it. He goes, I spent 3 nights in the house. I just wanted to take a bath in each one of the tubs. And I was like, gross. And then you just kind of realize this guy doesn't give a fuck. Then I kind of like asked around, and I realized that Elvis never lived in the house. What it was he was going to get married in the house, and then there was some gossip lady that lived down the street got wind of it. So then he kind of ran out the back door, went to Vegas, got married, and then he came back there, and for like 2-3 days he had his honeymoon there. So he didn't live there. I mean, he fucked in there, but he didn't live there. He was only there for like 3 days. But having said that, the house was fucking gorgeous. And like the guy who designed it, like he was the dude who flipped it was talking about the angles. He goes, he would take like this angle here from the countertop, the corner of this countertop goes right out and lines up with the corner of the pool, which lines up with the wall with the end of the property. It was like these sniper lines of architecture. And I got to tell you, man, I used to just like, back east, the Garrison Colonials, when I came out here, obviously, like I liked a lot of those Mediterranean Spanish style houses that you see up in Santa Barbara. I kind of like those. But like the mid-century houses, like I grew up looking at those back east, and to me, they were just like Brady Bunch houses. I never gave a fuck about them. And now all of a sudden, I'm like really into them. Plus, I like them because they're like minimalist looking houses. Like you can't have a lot of shit in them, which I don't know, is like really appealing. It's funny, and then you look at those things, go like, oh, I could live out here. I could live out here. I'm getting fucking older. I could live out here in Palm Desert, and or Palm Springs. That's literally what people say in February when they go out to visit there. But if you're out there in like June, July, August, September, you're like how the fuck do people live out here? Like that place is not for the weak. I can tell you that. Anyway, I think that's basically all I had to talk about. Oh, this is also weird too. Like I'm literally doing this podcast at like 1:40 in the afternoon, and on a Sunday, and this is one of the saddest Sundays of the year. It's the first Sunday without football. And it's just like, it's all done, man. Like, now what? But you know what? MotoGP and F1 start up, and then you got March Madness next month, Or you could ignore all of that and face your demons. It's not something I want to do. All right, let's do, I have a show announcement, everybody. I have a show announcement. I'm going to be in Springfield, Missouri at the Great Southern Bank Arena. Springfield, the capital of Missouri. No, wait, or is it Jefferson City? I can't remember. Pre-sale starts on Wednesday with the code Burr, B-U-R-R, and then the general on sale is on Friday. I am having so much fucking fun just getting back out there, Just for the simple fact of not only do I love doing it, I actually realize now that I actually need to do stand-up. Because if I don't, I fall off the cliff and I go into like a massive depression. So they always say, comedians, the service that you're providing, you bring people laughter, and laughter's the best. It's like, hey, let's not act like I'm not getting something out of this. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Thank God I have kids. Kids are the fucking best. You just see them and you feel good, you want to make them happy, and it takes the focus off of yourself. There's just something about the fucking age I'm at. Like, I don't know what it is. You know what I've been doing lately to just add to my fucking sadness is I go on the internet late at night and I start looking up all of these bands that I listened to or that I kind of knew one song from, and I start to see who's still alive in the band. It's so stupid. It's so fucking morbid. somehow I was listening to this song from 10 years after, and I always loved the guitarist. I never knew his name, Alvin Lee, and I just started looking him up, and I was like, God, man, I want to go see this guy. I bet he's still going. I mean, playing like that, you can't stop playing if you play that good. It's just literally in you, right? So I'm like, I want to go see this guy. And I looked up and I found out he passed away. And then it just, oh, dude. The next thing you know, I'm looking up fucking. Oh, that's not how it happened. I was looking up old drum kits. And I came across this YouTube video about Slingerland drums in 1973 and the drum kit that almost tanked the company. And then it just got me into drum kits from that era. And there was just some of the craziest fucking kits. I saw this one kit. It was a Slingerland kit. And they had these toms. They were like half toms that had like a slit in the back. Like curvature, like a fucking chick's ass almost. Like a heart shape type of thing. They were the weirdest things ever. And they were advertising these things. And it would literally be like eight toms, rack toms, and then one floor tom, 8 up, 1 down, and then 1 bass drum. It was the dumbest looking fucking thing ever. But like there was all of these guys back then. It was funny. They would be playing these monster kits behind these like singer-songwriters. Like, who's that guy that plays with Elton John that is just fucking incredible? And he always has the Ferrari red drums, just a badass drummer. He had these massive kits. Or that guy that played with the Sweet Caroline, Neil Diamond guy. Another guy. Just massive amount of fucking toms. Double bass and all of this shit. And they were up there like just really just playing for the song. They must have done some sort of epic drum solo. Like, what was that one from, like, Iron Butterfly? And you hear the guy, how big the guy's drum set is? It's like, it's like the same fucking sticking as he just blows down. Like fucking 52 black dot fucking rack toms. And I was just looking at him going, these are the fucking weirdest, coolest looking things ever. There's one for sale on eBay right now. If you just want a killer fucking kit, it's a stainless steel 1973 double bass kit, 224s. And then it was 4 up, 2 down. And it was like literally like a 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 floor, 20 floor. Like this giant fucking floor tom of doom. And then right off to the right, above those floor toms, were 2 stainless steel bongos. But like power tom looking things. It's one of the coolest fucking kits I've ever seen. And I would like you would need like a McMansion to like set this fucking thing up. But, oh, the fun that you would have. So it started off with that, and then I started looking up, like, who the people were that played these drum kits. And I got into, like, the advertising. I was like, oh, my God, look at this guy's drum kit. You know, Hal Blaine had a giant fucking kit. He was a studio guy out here that played on everything, and that started me looking up bands. Oh, look at this drummer. Let me see what he... And finding that they were dead. And then I just fucking, oh man, I went down into the soup. Oh, Billy fucking soupy sales there. And I was just like, I have to stop doing this. I need to get back to, I got to get back to the light here. Like one of the guys, the guy that he played on Neil Diamond's, I got it. St. Jean or Dean or something. I got to get this guy's fucking name if I'm going to tell this fucking story here. Neil Diamond, drummer, Greek. It's a Greek theater. Oh, of course. I can't open it up because I have an airplane mode. I forget the guy's fucking name. My apologies. But he played on everything. Remember that? Love is kind of crazy with a spooky little girl like you. That fucking song. And all the hippie chicks like dancing with their hands, their fucking low-cut jeans, before the National Guard comes in and fucking shoots them. It was a volatile time. All right, 2 reads, 1 dynamic read. All right, I got it. All right, look who it is, everybody. Oh, Jesus. It's Indochino. I swear to God, I saw an Indochino suit when I was at the casino, and the guy looked he looked all right. You know, he had the matching jacket with the pants and it was a 3-piece number. I was like, that's some Indochino shit. It's time to start your style redemption story and look great in your next big event. Upgrade that off-the-rack suit sitting in your closet with a fully customized, perfect fit suit from Indochino. Measure yourself in 10 minutes or visit a showroom. Wear your new look right out of the box. Keep your budget unbusted with custom suits starting at just $3.99. Suits designed to fit you. Made to your exact measurements and customizations. Endless customization options to get the exact look you want, from buttons and vents to pockets and lapels. Custom clothing at a surprisingly affordable price. Quality wool, linen, and cotton in different colors and patterns. Set up your measurement profile in under 10 minutes at home or make a showroom appointment. That's right, hit the gym. Stop putting sugar in your coffee. Get in great shape and get yourself a couple of suits. And watch the ladies coming over, futzing with your zipper. That's how it went down in the 70s. New colors, fabrics, and outerwear styles added regularly. It's so easy to create your next look. Dress better than the other guys with Indochino. Go to Indochino.com. Use the code Burr, B-U-R-R, to get 10% off any purchase at $3.99 and more. That's 10% off INDOCHINO.com with the code Burr, B-U-R-R. All right, where did the copy just go? Oh, look who it is, everybody. It's Hims. I haven't read these guys in a while. You know, you're confident in the office. You're confident in the office, at the dinner table, or even on the dance floor. But can you keep it going when you get back in the bedroom? Oh, what, were you just fucking putting up a front the whole time? With Hims, you can get access to the medication to ensure your erectile dysfunction gets treated, so you can keep the confidence going all day and all night. Hims is changing men's health care by providing access to affordable and discreet sexual health treatments, all from the comfort of your couch. Dude, the level that they're helping guys out now, from hair systems to making your dick salute the flag. Back in the day, you were just a bald guy with a droopy dick in an ill-fitting suit. But now, because of Indochino and Hims and Hair Club for Men, right, you can keep banging well into your 90s, even having kids. Hims provides access to clinically proven genetic alternatives to Viagra and Cialis, up to 95% cheaper, with options as low as $2 per dose. The process is simple and 100% online. No uncomfortable doctor visits. Answer a series of questions on their site, and a medical provider will determine the right treatment option. If prescribed, your medication ships directly to you for free in discreet packaging. No insurance is needed. Pay one low price for your treatment, online visits, ongoing shipments, and provider messaging. Hims has hundreds of thousands of trusted subscribers, plenty of happy customers. So if erectile dysfunction is getting you down, it's time to change that by getting up off the couch and going to hims.com/Burr. Free online visit today. That's HIMS.com/Burr for your personalized erectile dysfunction. Treatment option, hims.com/Burr. Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Well, what do? They have you drop your pants and some naked woman comes in and touches her toes and your dick just sits there. All right, we got another guy qualified for Hims. Restrictions apply. See the website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan. All right. Let's fucking go places. Okay, it's time for the reads. Why does it keep resetting here? Trying to do the reads, man. All right, we got past Toyota. Now we're into the reads. All right. Super Bowl girlfriend argument. Oh, Jesus. Isn't that just like them? You know, to just get in an argument while you're trying to watch the fucking Super Bowl. I'm just judging this before I even read it. You know, it's like, God forbid my attention is on something else. You know, I'm not going to leave you for the Super Bowl. It's just a game I'm watching. Stop acting like I'm checking out another woman. Okay? All right. Hey, Bill, I'm writing to ask advice on how to watch sports with my girlfriend. I already have some thoughts on this. This is all your fault at this point. All right? But it isn't because you're only 28. All right? 28, you're getting a little long in your years to be putting up with this kind of behavior with somebody that you're with. All right? I like to watch sports. You like to watch Real Housewives. Do I give you grief when you're watching that shit? Let me watch what I want to watch. Stop nagging me. You think I'm a nag? Yes. I'm 28 years old, and by some miracle, a woman has decided to love me continuously for the past 10 months. All right, so you have low self-esteem, self-deprecating. This is why you're getting into these. You got to have some backbone. You got to consider, you got to give yourself some value. All right, I'm over the moon and ecstatic about my relationship with her. However, last night during Super Bowl 58, we had a couple of arguments during a watch party. As a Falcons fan, I normally watch football by myself. There's no point in depressing the people around me while watching my team. This guy's funny. I like this guy. However, I decided to go to a Super Bowl watch party for the first time ever, and I took my girlfriend with me. During the entire second half, I didn't even look at her. I was fully focused on the game. Yeah, it was an exciting game. At the end of the game, we were all saying our goodbyes, and I found my girlfriend sitting on a chair alone in the corner of the room. Bill, I've never seen her more mad. She didn't yell at me in front of my buddies, but we had a private talk about how I can't ignore her during games. I wasn't actively trying to ignore her. This is just how I watch football. How can I express this in a relatable way to her? Thanks, and go chug a beer. P.S. I wrote a few months ago asking how to handle being laid off, and your advice helped a lot. I've got a new job, and I'm happier than ever. Thanks for all you do. All right, well, here's the thing. Your girlfriend, I mean, I wasn't there. I don't know if you waved her away. If you did something like that, I understand that. But if you're just watching the game and it's an intense game and she's over there pouting, here's the first thing. The first thing, do not lose your cool when you discuss this. I would just be like, wait another week because you obviously, she yelled at you and all that. Just say, hey, can I talk to you about something? Yeah, why? What is it, And then just fucking be like, listen, you got really mad at me at the Super Bowl party because I didn't pay attention to during the second half. And it was like, sports are a big thing for me. I really enjoy watching sports. It doesn't mean that I don't care about you. That was the championship game. It was unbelievably close, and it was a classic football game. And all I did was, enjoy it. And then I got yelled at for enjoying something that I enjoy in my life, which is something I would never do to you. If there was something that you were enjoying, like I would get an enjoyment out of watching you be happy. I wouldn't be upset that you were enjoying something rather than paying attention to me. Like I just say that it hurt my feelings that you were mad because I was enjoying myself. Now, that last bit was a little rocky. I probably could have worded that better. But, and then she'll say what she have to say and then just say, listen, I understand that. But, I don't want to feel like I can't watch sports around you. You know what I mean? Like, I enjoy watching them. I love you. I love being with you and all of that. But like you, I also have interests outside of this relationship. And I would like to be able to do them without getting yelled at. And if you want to go further like me, and you sitting in the corner pouting like a fucking baby, if you think everybody in the party didn't notice that, that's fucking embarrassing. All right? Grow the fuck up. Don't say any of that last part. But that's basically it. Yeah, I like football, and I watch it, and I really get into it because it makes me happy. All right? And if it makes you happy, just start singing Sheryl Crow. She'll understand. Yeah. the fucking Super Bowl. I got to admit, if you, like I said, if you didn't say anything rude or you didn't wave her off and embarrass her in front of your friends, like she's really acting like a fucking baby. And there's a tremendous level of insecurity there. What shiny thing do I need to buy you on what made-up holiday that will make you feel loved enough that I can watch 30 minutes of fucking football that determines the championship without you having a fucking meltdown? Don't say that either. Anyway, all right. All right, Red Auerbach. Hey, Billy Greenteeth. I've heard a story that Red didn't like cheerleaders at the game and thought it was a distraction and had nothing to do with the game he loved. Yeah, 100%. Why would you parade like a bunch of underpaid hot chicks past a bunch of guys with zillions of dollars? Obviously, that's going to steal their focus. Anyway, and that they didn't not have cheerleaders till he left or died. What? The fucking young people with your double negatives. And they didn't not have, if they did not have, they had him before he died. Is this true? I Googled it and found conflicting stories. Cheerleaders, as far as I know, were not part of the pro game. I want to say until the Lakers. There was the Lakers had them, and I think they might have got them after the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders. As far as at the pro level, cheerleaders were a very unprofessional thing of sports. That was college level. And I want to say I would Google the history of cheerleading in professional sports. There was probably a time in the 20s early on when they had some guy in one of those directors' bullhorns and action, If you can't do it, no one can. Like those guys with some chicks with skirts all the way down to their fucking ankles. Maybe they had that going on. I don't know. But as far as I remember, there was the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders in the 70s. I remember, too, they did a Playboy spread. And then the Cowboys fired them. And it's well, maybe if you fucking paid them, they wouldn't have to go show their fucking tits and ass in this magazine. That's another thing, too. I've never understood why, the cheerleaders are barely even paid. When I was growing up, they used to get $20 a game. It was ridiculous. And then their big thing was but you're going to be part of the calendar. This is going to be great exposure. But after the Cowboys cheerleaders, I then remembered that there was the Laker girls with Paula Abdul and all of them. They were the next ones. But I don't remember the Celtics. The Celtics never had cheerleaders. We're sort of the exact opposite of the Lakers. We don't have a DJ playing the whole game. It's Boston, It's just both cities, Boston and LA, are ridiculously racist. But for some reason, the racism in LA never sticks. Rodney King, Watts riot, the LA riots, none of this shit. They win championships and immediately there's people tipping over police cars and lighting them on fire because they hate the cops and they have bad relationships because of all of the fucking racism. For some reason, none of that ever sticks. It's Tinseltown and white teeth and titties and fucking James Bond movies and the Lakers, But what do we have? We have lobster and bussing in the early 70s. We couldn't shake it off. You can't shake off racism if all you're coming with is Sam Adams Summer Ale. So it sticks. And, and rightfully so. Boston is fucking ridiculously racist, but so is LA. But anyway, just cheerleaders and stuff, it just fits LA. The whole color of the Lakers, the sunshiny gold looking stuff. And I always felt like the Lakers colors were perfect for their city, and the Celtics, the green, all the Irish people in Boston. It just worked. And it ended up being accidentally this great, almost like you would do wardrobe for a movie. How perfect it is. Anyway, so to be honest with you, I have no idea. I don't ever recall any sort of cheerleaders. I remember the Patriots had cheerleaders in the 80s. I do remember that. But the Bruins and Celtics, yeah, no, they never did. Neither did the Red Sox. The Red Sox had a mascot that I don't even remember. I just looked this up one time in the 70s. They had a guy called the Fenway Freak, and he just got pelted with, cigarette lighters and fucking hot dogs and shit. And he only lasted for like a couple of weeks, the poor bastard. I would love to find the guy that was inside that fucking foam suit. Anyway, I don't even know if they got rid of it or if the guy just stopped showing up. All right, listener who lost savings. Oh, no. All right. Hey, they're talking about this other guy. Hang on. Let me get a sip of water here. Let me wet my whistle. Listener who lost savings. Hey, Bill, response to guy who lost all his money in the market. He should consider running for public office. Apparently, you get elected, you get to take a course that gives you all the answers to the stock market and insider trading. Shout out to my girl, Martha Stewart, an OG who kept her mouth shut and didn't name names. That's why she's still alive. If she started naming names, she would have, air quote, committed suicide in jail. It got me thinking, who are famous celebrities that went to jail that shouldn't have? I always thought Wesley Snipes' tax evasion jail time was bullshit. Do we really think he was doing his own books? The accountant should be held responsible. Jail the accountants, Bill. Well, the accountant has to have power of attorney to sign the checks, because the accountant can do your taxes, but at the end you have to sign the form unless you signed over power of attorney, which is always that's the dumbest thing you can ever do. Nobody should be able to sign your own checks, right? Unless you completely trust the person. But no, you are responsible for your taxes. However, if you had some crooked accountant and they weren't telling you that you owed taxes, or they just weren't paying the taxes, then that becomes something else. But it all depends. If he wasn't paying if he wasn't paying income tax, that's a conspiracy theory that's not really legal. It's not I know for a while it wasn't. It was just enforced. And I think at some point, they just made it a law. They had to have. I have no idea. That's a very, dangerous area to go in, because most people don't pay attention to it, and you're going to get arrested like Snowden. Snowden did all of that stuff for us, and we just didn't have his back. It's one of the fucking worst things ever. He's like, the government is spying on you. I'm letting you know. I'm blowing the whistle, letting you guys know what's up. And then they just sort of painted the guy as this fucking weirdo and everything, and no one seems to care that he's in hiding or whatever. I don't know. I do love people that move to states and they're like, there's no state income tax. There's no state, enjoy California with their state income tax. It's there's no state income tax. So what? They just pick up the trash for free. Everybody's working for free. It's just like buying a car. And you come in. I don't give a fuck what condition your car's in. We'll give you $5,000 for it. And you're like, my car's only worth $500. I'm getting over on these people. They just move it around. I guarantee you, your property tax, your sales tax, the fuck, boss hog. They're going to come up with taxes. There's no state income tax, but everything else is going to be high. Nobody's out there working for free. You think the garbage collector just works for free? He's fucking volunteering. And he's homeless. He lives in one of the trash cans during the week. But there's something about him. He just loves collecting trash for free. There's no state income tax. It's all right. They're going to get it. Nothing's free. You can't live in a state for fucking free. It just enough with that. Enough with that bullshit. Anyway, sports. Nick, and I also love all these people that trash California for their high taxes. You stupid fucking liberals and blah, 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 blah. It's your boy Donnie Trump did it. like a fucking jilted lover. He was mad at New York and California because they didn't elect him. And he put in all of these fucking taxes to fuck over artists, to fuck over people trying to sell like a mansion out here. He had the mansion tax and all. He fucked all of them. He did it in New York. Fucked all of them. Vindictive motherfucker that guy is. It's amazing, though, just like watching like people right now just refusing to accept reality. Like people on the left, I think are finally coming around to being like, Joe Biden is not fit to fucking, drive a scooter, let alone run the fucking... I almost think at this point, there's so many problems with this country that it looks like the Democrats are trying to tank the, like losing is winning at this point. Like why you would run that guy again is fucking beyond me. And then people on the other side who are just blatantly ignoring what a lying grifter this guy is. They're like, it's all fake news. It's all fucking fake. I will tell you what's fucking funny is the fact that he got convicted. Now he's ordered to pay $354 million. You're going to be lucky if that guy gives you $354. He's just going to tie it up, appeal. That guy doesn't pay his bills even when he owes people money. You think he's going to pay your fine? Stupid. One of the dumbest things liberals ever did was to go after that guy. Stupid as fuck. They should have just let the guy just fade away, and they didn't. Stupid move. Anyway, but those are our two picks. The two old guys from the Muppet Show are having a rematch. Oh, my God. How about two people in their 40s? Why can't we just have that? Can we just go back to two sane people? Here's a sane conservative. Here's a sane liberal. They let each other talk during the debate. They're aware that there's a debate. Why can't we go to... I just don't understand. How are these two people the only fucking people we have to choose from? Jesus fucking Christ. All right, sports nicknames. Dear Billy Nine Knots, with the passing of the great Carl Weathers, I went back and watched the Rockies he co-starred in. I fell off the couch laughing when before the first fight they rattled off his nicknames. Oh, I remember this. The Dancing Destroyer, the King of Sting, the Thane of Pain. What is a Thane? The Prince of Punch, the Master of Disaster, the one and only. My favorite, though, the Count of Montefisto. What are your favorite sports nicknames? Big fan, thanks, and go fuck yourself, you bald, bloated museum of treachery. Bloated? Well, I guess, I had my COVID weight on the last special. I'll take that. Not anymore. Old Billy Skinny Jeans is coming out there with his pasty sticks. We're going to walk around in fucking Lemmy shorts. Lemmy Kilmeister shorts. All right. My favorite nicknames. All right. I'd have to go Ralph Sampson, Akeem Olajuwon. We'll start with basketball. They were called the Twin Towers. The Houston Cougars, 5 Slamma Jamma. Like they were a fraternity because everybody on their team could, Clyde Drexler and all of those guys. I want to say Akeem was on that team too. They all were just playing above the rim. I didn't like the Fab Five. The same way I didn't like Three's Company because it fucked up the original expression. It was the Fab Four, the Beatles. And now they've said the Fab Five way more in my life than the Fab Four. So now I forget which one is right. And Three's Company, it was always Two's Company, Three's a crowd. But it was the 70s. And all you needed was penicillin and it could fix anything that was wrong with your dick or your cooch. So Three's Company was a very liberal time. Come and knock on my door, I'll bang you in your roomie. Da-da-ba-ba-da-bee-da-boo-da-boo. What other ones? Doomsday Defense. Marvelous Marvin Hagler. God damn it. Oh, John the Beast Mugabe. I like that one. Bone Crusher Smith. Daryl Chocolate Thunder Dawkins. Dr. J. They call him the Doc because of the way he operates. That was back then where you had to have like the nickname and then the expression. They call me the Doc, the Doctor, because of the way I operate. They call me the Mailman because I always deliver. Oh, God, I'm going blank now. Ken Stabler, the Snake. I like what's-his-face, the Big Unit. The Big Unit, because you didn't know if it was because he was 6'10" or if he had a giant dick, or both. You had no idea. And the best thing about Randy Johnson now, do you know that guy is like as good a photographer as he is a pitcher? You should see some of the guy's photographs. It's unbelievable. I think he does a lot of like not nature, but he also does like for bands, musician shows. He takes like rock photography and all of that type of stuff. I just love that because I actually love photography, but I also love like Randy Johnson, like his whole demeanor on the mound. You wouldn't think that he would have this other side, that he would be able to, this artistic side where he would be able to like capture people in the moment through photography. Like if I had to like guess, I would be like, I don't know, this guy knows how to like fucking rebuild an engine or something. He just seemed like he'd go that direction rather than the other direction. All right, let's get back to nicknames here. Tony Collins, the Blade. John Hog Hanna. Magic Johnson, that was a great one. Purple People Eaters. The No Name Defense. The Over the Hill Gang. What they used to call Fran Tarkenton? Didn't he have something? I can't remember. And then let's see, hockey. It was Rocket Richard. That was before my time. The Golden Jet, and then his son was the Golden Brett. Golden Brett wasn't good. Golden Jet was great. Dave the Hammer Schultz, just beating the fuck out of people. Fuck. I don't think there's as many good nicknames. But the nicknames that don't count are the ones where you give them to yourself. Like Kobe came up with Mamba. That's like, just the douche chills to come up with your own nickname, like Michael Jackson. I'm the king of pop. What, because you say so? I think, people should be saying that. You shouldn't be saying that about yourself. They call me the Sidewinder. I'm trying to think. There was a lot of boxers that had great fucking nicknames. Oh, my God, the Executioner. Fuck. This always reminds me back in the day when you would walk into a record store. You'd be driving around all week thinking of all the fucking cassette tapes, CDs, records you were going to buy. And then you go into the store and you just draw a blank going, who the fuck did it? What? I got to start writing these things down. I got to get back to you on this one. Because I know there was way more. There was so many. George the Iceman Gervin. They call me the Iceman because I'm so cold. Do you remember in Foot Locker or Athlete's Foot, they had all those posters of all those basketball players? And then they had this one where they took this picture of all the great basketball players at the time, and everybody had on like judges' robes. And they lined them up like a giant class photo, and they called it the Supreme Court, and they were on a basketball court. It was the fucking shit. Fuck, come on, this guy. Chief, Robert Parrish, Chief. I used to call him, I thought they called him Chief because he was the leader of the team, and then I didn't realize it was, they reminded him of that character in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to go far back into the Rolodex. I feel like the nicknames when I was growing up were better because they were like sort of funny and silly. Chocolate Thunder. That's ridiculous. Daryl Dawkins breaking the backboards. All right, that's the podcast, everybody. All right, we did it. We got through our first Sunday of no football. All right, there's only 25 more to go, or however many there are. But I am excited for MotoGP and F1 to start back up again. And then March Madness. This is when I start watching college hoop. And they have like the sort of the regional playoff games to see who wins the SEC title or the Big Ten title and all of that. Then they figure out the brackets and all of that shit. It's fucking amazing. Although I do hate the one and done of, there's too many one and dones in college basketball, but that's just some old man shit. All right, that's the podcast. Thank you to everybody who came out to go see me out there in Palm Springs at the Agua Caliente. And thank you to everybody there. I absolutely fucking loved that casino, and I will definitely be back. All right, that's the podcast. Go fuck yourselves, and I'll check in on you on Thursday.